to the Better Half. On today's show, we are getting you ready for the holidays. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving long weekend. Good to see all of you ladies back here in the studio. Heaven Daniels, wife of Mike Daniels. Jasmine Black is back on the show today. Hi. Chris Banjo's better half. Rosie Sierra, Andrew Corliss's better half. And Alyssa Janice, she's still our newlywed, right? You still are okay with that?
Still that.
Jeff Janice's better half. And Casey Taylor, Lane Taylor's better half. So, how was your Thanksgivings?
Nice and full.
Yes, no more food. I can't take it.
I'm still full.
I can't take it.
I didn't really overindulge in eating, but I think the food was so heavy I could just feel it like lingering more than I expected, you know?
I did. Lots of collard greens and sweet potato pie.
Ooh, that sounds good. That's comfort food.
Yes, it very much so is. With lots of lemonade. Well, my sister's boyfriend came in town and he made his special eggnog with some Jim Dean. Is it Jim Dean? That's what it's called. Because I looked up bourbon, it was like the top #1, so I thought we have to use that one.
Oh, nice.
And so we did that. It was delicious. And we smoked our stuff.
Oh,
so all of our
nice.
meats were smoked.
Yeah. And Heaven, you had a big spread?
We had a huge spread. Actually, my good friend Liz Simon made a bunch of stuff, macaroni and greens, and then we had like sweet potatoes, turkey, ham, dressing, bread rolls, all kind of desserts. And
Oh,
yeah,
that's
lots
a lot of food.
Yeah, that's not all of it. Wow. We couldn't fit it all on the table.
I was about to say.
Good
Look
idea
at those
doing
big old
it in
casseroles.
the aluminum foil too, because then
Yeah, I
you don't
know.
have any dishes.
Well, you know how people try to be fancy usually at the holidays and I don't bring out the nice stuff for my company.
I only
Like get the
brought out
paper
the nice
plates
stuff,
Because then you
and
have
the
to
plastic
clean it.
foil.
I like the picture. You did that in your little studio?
I actually put my backdrop up in
Yeah.
the kitchen. That's my mom, dad, and all of my siblings -1. So
It's a
was
beautiful
all look
picture.
alike.
Thank you. It was so great to have them here. It was
What
a
a
little
fun idea to just put
chaotic.
up a black backdrop.
Yeah.
It looked like a studio shot.
Yeah.
Genius, I tell
We
you.
have black ones
No.
and white ones too.
Was it taken on your iPhone?
I took it on. I don't know if that one of it might have been the phone. We had the
Okay.
camera and the phone out, so I'm not sure which one. But
Nice.
She's a great photographer with
oh,
that
thank
phone.
you.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I mean, look at that. That is frameable.
Yeah, that is.
Well,
Oh, that should be
because
great.
the game was on Thanksgiving, we didn't
Yeah.
have a chance to really take a picture before because I wasn't dressed. So I said, we'll do it after, but we were just so tired, so we didn't get to capture the moment like you
Yeah.
The idea was just to get family pictures. How often do you get together with your family? So
You know, I wasn't gonna share
This is
that one.
also, it's so frameable. You should put that on the wall.
It looks like
did.
college.
Priceless, but that's the priceless
Yes,
time.
our first Thanksgiving married. So that was really fun.
Tell us about your Thanksgiving, Alyssa.
You know, we cooked brunch on Thanksgiving morning, and then we didn't cook our dinner till Friday afternoon.
Your
So it was
sister?
a lot of fun. Yes, that's my sister. She's older than me, and my mom trying to photobomb, squeeze in there. Always doing that.
Your mom's
Yeah, we were
adorable.
actually tailgating inside the car because of the weather, as you see now.
I don't blame you.
But I was still able to get my phone out and take a selfie with my family. We had a really great time, despite the weather.
Yes.
It looks like you're having
You know,
a
I
blast.
didn't think it was that
You
bad.
look nice and dry.
So, we tried. We
You
tried.
look pretty dry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I dressed well. I'm from Michigan, and I'm prepared for anything.
Well, we had like a nice spread. I had everything out. Even though we had too much, I just put them in, like you said, like the bowls, the white bowls and stuff. I didn't. Drew's grandma would be like, "Why didn't you do that?" She's all about the nice etiquette, the table.
Rosie, is that your sister that was?
Yes, that is
That's
a
our
big
table.
spread,
We
We
Rosie.
got the ham
Wow.
smoked, the turkey smoked,
Looks
the
good.
little, you know, appetizers and such. But yeah, we put everything out there.
That's
nice.
Smoked turkey, Zozo's Kitchen. There's a person here. His name is he has a kitchen called Zozo's Kitchen. His daughter's name is Zoe, so I guess he named it after his daughter. He smokes it the day of. He brings it warm. He even plates it.
I didn't
So,
think about it. They almost
Zozo's
had to do our
Kitchen.
turkey.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Yeah, and they did a good job. They smoked that. It had a nice brown sauce
Glaze?
to it, a glaze, but it was smoked too. And they actually smoked the turkey. They brined it in beer before they smoked it. So it was delicious.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the rain at that game?
Oh, man.
I was okay with the rain, not gonna lie. But the funniest thing ever, so I was like, it's gonna rain. I'm gonna get all my family ponchos. These $10 ponchos. That's pricey to me. I'm watching everyone put their ponchos on, and it's really tight in the neck. They all do like this to try and
they start
loosen
to
it, and
rip.
everything rips down the middle.
Oh
So
my
everyone was
Yep.
soaking wet anyways. And I was
See,
like,
I
well,
was fine with the rain until everyone keeps jumping up and they share their water with me. I don't want other people's water. Keep your water on your poncho. And I just kept getting wet. I said, I can't take this no more.
There's no way to stay
I
dry.
felt bad because they did a stunt during the national anthem, and where you had a piece of paper on your seat and you got to flip it and all that stuff. But like, everyone's was so
ruined.
like, it did work a little bit.
It looked
but
pretty on
everyone
TV.
was
I
so
thought it
good.
looked good.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
Well,
I
but
thought
then
they
by the
pulled it
time
off.
Brett Favre's thing came up, all the papers were destroyed. They tried to spell Favre in the end zone, and
You couldn't really see it.
but we knew what they were
you there?
trying to do.
I was
Well, they
lucky to
taped
sit
it.
inside this
Oh, you
time.
were.
my first inside game, and it was perfect
Now you
experience.
can't go back, right?
Nope.
I bet
said
you looked
he's
super
spoiled.
cute afterwards too.
But yeah, I was super spoiled, so I can't go back to sitting outside.
She's one of those.
She's one of those. Yeah.
I like rainy games and night games because that means no makeup. I just go as is in a hat and be all comfortable. So for
Because
me, I like it.
yeah.
Inside
that's
is
nice.
great,
on
but there's
this.
no experience that compares to sitting outside.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
just saying that to like make you feel bad, even though you wussed out. There's nothing that compares to that energy.
Oh,
in
people
that.
were kind of mad because we had the soft,
Yeah.
we have the soft seats. I have like a set of like 6, and we had cushioned seats, and we kind of have an extra seat because our son Aiden, you have to have a ticket for everyone, but he goes into like the room, the family room for kids. So I have my 2 seats there, and those are my seats. So I put my cushion there, and it's comfy.
You're all set.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Well,
She does look
Were you
comfortable.
all
We did promise.
Oh yeah.
You
the
were
back
up.
of my legs were like soaking wet. My dad's from Texas, so his hands were like this. So I left at halftime. I felt
Casey
so
left. I
bad
was
for
gonna say, yeah,
him.
she left too. She's a wuss also.
I know.
I left
I
at
got
the
you,
second
Evan.
quarter. I was inside.
Well, we promised that we would get you ready for the holidays, and you might have noticed in some of those pictures, I think there was some mac and cheese. That's one of the most popular side dishes.
Yeah.
We're going to step it up. Coming up on the better half, this one has a little secret ingredient. We'll share that next. Doesn't that look good? We can't wait to dive in. Welcome back to The Better Half. Julie Andrews is here. She's a registered dietitian and chef who loves all things food. And welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
From Green Bay, living in Madison, and working for UW Health and a website.
Yes.
Do you ever stop?
No. It's all about the food.
I'm excited to see what you have for us today.
Yeah, what are you making?
So we're gonna make a little twist on macaroni and cheese, but I promise it's just as delicious.
Okay.
So what I like to do to make it a little bit healthier is first the noodles that I choose. I always like to choose a whole grain. So this one is actually a veggie and whole grain mixture pasta, but it tastes exactly the same as regular pasta. You're just
That's
getting a little
good.
more fiber.
Because you
and-
know, wheat can scare people sometimes when they think of pasta. They think it takes away from the, the regular type of pasta, the bleached one.
Right.
But sometimes you got to go with what's good for you.
You're right, and there's a lot of good options out there, and I think it's kind of fun that there's some more colors in that one too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
kids
kids
love
love that.
color,
My kids
yeah.
love to eat that. They can't tell that it's healthier. And that's what you're all about, too, like making good comfort food, tasty food, but there's some goodness to it.
Yes, exactly. So kind of taking our favorites and amping up the nutrition a little bit without taking away from the flavor.
So we're going to add a little butternut squash to this,
Yeah,
right?
so the first thing to do
That's
to
the
make the
secret
sauce,
ingredient.
and it's actually kind of interesting, it doesn't sound like a delicious mixture, but I promise it is.
Okay.
So we have the
We'll be
butternut
the judge of that.
Yes,
Just
you
a couple
will.
of minutes.
So this is 1 large butternut squash, and I just roasted it.
Okay.
So I just cut it in half.
long?
It took about 40 minutes in the oven. It depends on
What
your oven,
temperature
but
do you-
I do 400.
Oh, 400,
I like
okay.
it to get nice and kind of caramelized on
Now,
the
I
outside.
thought this was half and half.
Yes. It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
What is it?
So this is actually vegetable broth. It's a 1.25 cups of vegetable broth, and I use the unsalted because then I'm in charge of how much salt
That's
goes
okay.
into my recipe. And then the other half is just skim milk and then 3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt.
Just too much salt can ruin your meal.
Right.
You can't recover from that. You can't fix it.
It is very hard to fix it. You're right.
Once you
You're
go
right.
salty.
So,
Words of
no going
wisdom
back.
from Rosie.
yes, yes.
Trust me.
Okay,
really
so there was skim milk,
Greek yogurt.
broth, and Greek yogurt,
Yes.
and then the broth.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. And I like to use broth instead of water just to add the
Now,
extra
should
flavor.
it just be vegetable broth you only recommend?
If you want the meal to be vegetarian, then I would recommend that, but you could use chicken
Some
broth.
people could switch it. I just figured
All right.
I asked another.
Let's blend
people
away.
were
Great
wondering.
question.
Yeah.
So we just want this to be nice and smooth.
It's a great color.
Yes.
And it matches the blender.
Aiden would think it's orange juice. He loves
He
orange
would be
juice.
sad.
Yes. So it's that simple. So we have a nice pureed sauce.
Okay.
Consistency.
And then we want to get this heated up so that we can melt the cheese in there.
Okay, there's butter already in there.
Yes, so it's only 2 tablespoons of butter. Usually mac and cheese recipes have like a stick of butter.
Okay.
So the butternut squash actually still gives it kind of that like velvety texture without an entire stick of butter.
That's
So
nice.
that's what I really like about
Okay.
this. And even
want
if
me to
you're
stir
not
that for you?
Yeah, you want to stir that.
Sure.
Even if you're not a squash lover, this is still going to be super delicious because it doesn't really taste a whole lot like.
Well, there's a lot of cheese that's going to be added
Yes,
to it.
there is still the cheese.
Yes.
Can't ever go too long with cheese. Never too much cheese.
And I usually will put like a half a teaspoon of salt in there.
Okay.
Again, we didn't have any salt in our broth or anything else. And then a little bit of black pepper too.
Okay.
And then we'll taste it. You know, I always recommend tasting the sauce before we add it to the noodles, because then we can kind of decide if we want to make any adjustments or
More
not.
salt or pepper
Yes.
to taste before adding it to the noodles.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. When does the yummy cheese go in?
that
Well,
looks
now we're
good.
going to add the cheese in there, and you
Now,
can.
what kind of cheese do you have? 'Cause
No, I always use sharp cheddar.
Okay.
Because it's, you know, it has that really, bold flavor.
Yep, a little bite to it.
Yeah,
What are
and
the
it melts
chunks?
nicely. And then the chunks were actually, you know, you can buy a block of cheese, and I just cut them up into chunks so that they'd melt faster. But I use Gouda, and you could use Gruyere or even Munster.
I
That's
call
a
it
good one.
Moinster. They call it Moinster.
Whatever you want to call
No
it.
wonder when I call the store and look for Moinster cheese, they're like, oh, we don't have
Yeah,
any. How don't you have any?
I love that.
Well, some
Silly
people
me.
I
just
love
call
that.
it monster
Thank you.
cheese,
Silly
but
me.
Munster.
I'm not from here, so I get a pass.
That's okay.
I think, where are you from? I think it's Munster there too,
Philadelphia.
darling.
Well, you know, we're not a cheese place. We do cheese steaks, you know? Not cheese.
Yes.
We do cheese steaks.
So about
I
how long will
understand.
this take to?
It will probably take 2 or 3 minutes to
Okay,
get really
to
melted.
melted,
It's
okay.
okay if there's still a few chunks when we add it in here. That means you're just,
Some
you
chunks
know.
is good, and when it,
Okay.
it melts itself through, yeah.
Well, do you want to
Exactly.
wait for that to happen, or do you want to just dump it right on there?
You know, I think we can. I think we can just
Yeah?
dump it
Let's
right
just
in
do
there,
it.
because
Let's
then we'll
just do
have
it.
like little chunks of cheese in.
Oh,
When we take a
okay.
bite after
Well,
it's
I'll let you
melted.
do that.
And there is actually a little Parmesan in here too.
Okay. Now, when you're putting it into the oven, how long at what temperature?
I would usually do like 375.
I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more.
Okay.
Yes, definitely sprinkle some more. That's Parmesan.
Parmesan is always great to add to your recipes.
Yes, and really the whole point of putting it in the oven is to get everything melted and then to get that nice brown crust on the top.
I love when it's brown.
Well, let me
Yes.
finish that. Would you grab it
Sure.
out of the oven so we can take a look
Yes.
at the
Yeah,
final?
absolutely.
the finished product.
You guys
that
are
we're
so
going
helpful
to
in the
eat.
kitchen.
We're going to eat that.
Because it looks great. You can take that and give it a try. I want to see what you think, Rosie. And your
at that.
website is called?
So my blog is called The Gourmet RD. So it's just
Gourmet.
thegourmetrd.com. So that's where you can find the recipe.
It's really good. Like if people are
Look how
intimidated
beautiful it is.
with the butternut squash.
You like that?
It tastes like mac and cheese.
All right,
it good?
everybody else wants some? We have enough for everybody. Julie's going to be back again later on the show with another fabulous recipe. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the girls
Glad
are
to
hitting
learn
the runway, the studio runway for some holiday fashions. That's next on The Better Half. Hi, welcome back. It is time for a fashion show, a holiday fashion show starring the better halves of the Green Bay Packers. Ladies looking good. And they were styled today by Kim Verheiden of Apricot Lane. Hi.
Hi.
And you brought Elizabeth with you too.
Yes, I did.
Also from Apricot Lane. First of all, tell us about your shop.
Sure, we're a locally owned boutique. We like to think of ourselves as a mother-daughter boutique, so we have looks for mothers and daughters alike, all ages, shapes, and sizes, so there's something for everybody at the store.
There are Apricot Lanes throughout the state, but each one has unique stuff to their store.
Yeah, we do our own buying locally, so the things you'll see on the show today are only found at our Green Bay store.
Well, let's get to it. What is your favorite trend of the season?
I love the colors, the greens, the burgundies, the foundation colors. It just really has the true meaning of the holiday season.
And we're going to start with Elizabeth.
So Elizabeth is wearing a burgundy sweater dress, and she paired it with her jeans today. So we have lots of skinny jeans in the store, lots of sweater dresses. You could always wear this with leggings as well, black or burgundy leggings. She has a blanket scarf on, so they're really easy just to tie around your neck and super cozy and comfy if you want to take it off and use it as a blanket as well.
Oh, I love it. And then you have boots too.
Lots of high boots with wedges and heels. We have flat boots and other booties style shoes in the store as well.
Looking good.
That's genius. It's a blanket.
Yeah.
Get some for all your friends.
Wow.
The number one. Are we going to start with Heaven now over here?
Yeah, so Heaven is red hot in this dress.
Yes, she is.
So she is ready for the hostess with the mostest. You know, you could entertain in this dress or wear it to your favorite holiday party.
I love her necklace.
So that necklace is all about the bling. So bling, adding that, you know, pop of bling to your outfit really jazzes it up.
And the gathering's very flattering, I think.
Yeah, we have a lot of dresses that rouge at the side, which I love, and it looks great.
I love the cut. It's just so
You get to do
beautiful.
some shapes,
Absolutely,
so
I love it. It looks great.
Love it. Love the shoes.
Thanks, Heaven. She is ready for the holidays.
Yes.
All right, and Alyssa is rocking this black and white bodycon shape style dress. So, you know, the sleeves look great on her. I love the textured pattern. I love the textures of the holiday season. So it's got a little checkered herringbone pattern. Pair with your favorite leggings and booties and get your accessories going, and you're good to go for holiday entertaining or holiday party.
Talk to me about booties. How do you like to wear them?
So these have a little cuff style booty. So we have booties like this. We have booties with fringe. Fringe is really in this season as well. So all different colors and different height levels as well.
And as we take another shot of Alyssa, she's wearing a special necklace she wanted to mention.
Yeah.
So this necklace was made by the residents of the cottages who are patients with Alzheimer's. So we have Alzheimer's jewelry for sale in the store, and 100% of the proceeds goes back to our local Alzheimer's Association.
Very nice, very nice. Thanks, Alyssa. Casey's next. I love it, her necklace too.
Yeah, so Casey is wearing our one of our favorite style tops, a tunic top. So I love these tops with leggings or jeans. Add your favorite, you know, pump style heel.
It falls so nicely, especially
Yes.
in the back. I like things that kind of have a trail.
Yeah, exactly. They lay so nicely. They look
These tops right now.
it looks great. And you know, just add some length to your outfit with a longer necklace, or you could layer it with 2 necklaces. So we have these guitar pick necklaces in the store, which are really popular right now.
Yeah, and if you are expecting, this is a shirt that'll take you from one, you know, it's trimester to the next, right?
Right. We have a lot of loose fitting tops in the store, which is great. I'm loving that trend.
And for a big, healthy holiday meal.
Oh, yeah.
And those stretchy pants underneath. All right, Jasmine, you're next.
So Jasmine is wearing a sweater skirt, so it's about a pencil length. It's got some really fun detailing at the bottom. So, you know, skirts you can jazz up so many things with a skirt, adding different textures and patterns to it. She has it paired with a burgundy little blazer, so you could just have your favorite tank underneath, throw the blazer over it, perfect for heading to the office or holiday party. Add your, you know, your favorite accessories, a fun necklace, and you're ready.
Rock. Yes, I love it. That's
To that, we can't buy her calf muscles. I'll take those.
years of dancing.
Yeah.
All right, Rosie.
Rosie is ready to rock it out today. So she has one of my most favorite colors on, the hunter green. So
You see the way it falls? It's just so comfortable.
it falls perfectly on your, you know, it just covers the little booty just a little bit, you know, so it looks great.
And you know, we added a hat to it. I figured because you can either go with it on or you can go with it off. You know, just kind of add a little different style to it.
Yeah,
like
it looks fabulous.
And the green is great for the holidays, or if you're going to a game and you want to dress up
Yeah.
a little bit, right? Yep.
Sitting inside.
Yep. Where you're comfy. Yes, I like it. All right, Rosie, thank you so much. Ladies, everybody looks beautiful. And again, Apricot Lane is in Green Bay.
Yep.
At Bay Park
Yep,
Square.
so you can find all these looks at our Bay Park Square location. And so we have some great deals coming up for the holidays, 12 days of Christmas starting December 12th.
Awesome. Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we're going to get a little crafty now. All right, so now that we're dressed for the part, how about a wreath? We'll show you 3 different ways, well actually 4 different ways to jazz up a plain wreath. That's next on The Better Half. Welcome back to The Better Half. It's time to do a little decorating right now. Judy from Twigs and Vines Floral in Appleton is here to show us how to decorate a plain old wreath. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And by plain old wreath, I mean something like this. It's basic,
That's
right?
my most basic wreath. That's a balsa wreath, and it's completely plain. And it would be the same kind that you would buy at a fundraiser.
Right.
Or, you know, it's just your basic wreath.
We're going to jazz it up a little bit, aren't we? Right? And you've already started doing that with these basic
Yep.
wreaths. What did you do just to get the base layer?
What I do is you just go to a local flower shop and you buy just a winter evergreen bouquet. And in my shop, that would be seeded eucalyptus, Port Orford cedar, Magnolia leaves. Here's magnolia leaves.
And these are lush,
Yep.
just like this.
White
I love
pine.
They're
it.
very thick and full.
And then you just break up your bouquet and you stick it in the wreath, and then it adds all kinds of texture and different elements to your
I would
wreath.
take it
And
just
then-
like
I know. And it just smells so good. We've got the
Yes.
mac
Yeah,
and
it smells
cheese going
awesome.
over in the kitchen, and then this. Okay, so here's one example of what we're going to do. Is basically take that basic wreath and turn it into this. What do you call this one, Judy?
That's your traditional style wreath, your bright red berries, plaid bow. That would be the most traditional.
And it doesn't take much. Like, it's not like you have a ton of stuff on there, but it still looks really nice and
That's
elegant.
right, that's right.
Which one did you pick for heaven?
She's got glitzy.
This is awesome. I love all the gold sparkly stuff. This is like something I would totally do in my house.
Why don't you start with heaven and get her going on that, on how easy it
All right,
easy it is
so the
to
first
do.
thing you're going to do is put on your bow.
Awesome.
And then I've got everything. I use this thin PVC cording. It's just a thin little garland, and that's how we attach everything. So it hides, and
You don't see the wire.
yep, you can just open it right up and go all the way around.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right, should we take our bows
Yep,
and
I
start
would
there?
say start with your bows.
By that.
Just twist it.
Our bells.
Oh, that is so
Right from top bow.
cool. That is awesome.
bells.
Okay. Twist that
And then,
on.
yep, and then you can start with your groupings, and you've got everything is pretty well in threes, and you can just do each side and the bottom, and you just start adding.
Oh, so you've already divided it out in
Yep,
threes.
you've got groupings.
Oh, these
Okay.
are pretty.
And pretty well, and now that type of thing, you can just, it doesn't need to be tied in. You can
Shove it in.
just stick it right in.
I wasn't
And
paying
it'll stay.
attention on how to attach this.
Rachel.
You've got the garland, and you just twist it around.
Twist it around? Okay. Now, the style that I have here, did you call this woodsy?
Yep,
Woodland?
Yep, rustic
Okay.
woodland.
Rustic woodland. I love that the
All
bells
the
are in
outdoor things. You've got birch, you've got lotus pods and
I
berries.
feel like the
and a
burlap
little-
is really in right now, too.
Yeah.
It
Very
has been
pretty.
for a while, and then that mixed with velvet just gives it a little bit different.
Oh, the velvet. Look at that, and the bells. Okay, and her style, what are you calling this?
That's snowy.
Yeah.
I
And
like
you've got
snowy.
ice on the
Snow
berries.
kissed.
Yeah, ice on the berries and the white leaves.
How fun is this?
You can basically use whatever you've got around the house too. You can take things off your Christmas tree. You know, once you've got a nice solid base to start with,
And then you can,
they're even nice just with a bow. So it's how
I
much you
know.
want to put
Oh,
on or how
absolutely.
little, as long as you get a really good quality base to start with.
Hey, you are too, Rachel.
no, I'm not. I feel like I just want to watch
If you love
two
Christmas
work.
like
Yeah.
me and Alyssa, like this is so fun.
Yes.
Like,
Heaven and I
Love
just made Reese recently.
Yes, we did.
And
So you
so
can
fun.
Now you're
this
going to
right
have
in
two.
here.
Oh, perfect. And then
Beautiful.
Alyssa has, how many trees do you have up, Alyssa?
this, currently 5.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I thought I was
put
doing
that
too
one
much
on
with
the
2,
bottom.
but she's like, I've got 5.
I love Christmas. I
It's
love
fun.
it, love it, love it.
Look at this. A little piece of birch,
Yeah.
Yep.
right, with that on there. And would you just attach it like that?
Yeah, sure. Yep. Exactly.
Okay. I love this.
This is great.
It's
This
fun.
is a great how-to. I'm gonna have to go.
Fluffing up
What
my
kind of
bow because I like
hunting did you
everything big.
I like to scavenge in the woods. I like to, yes, I'm a scavenger in the woods.
dogwood
That's
You know,
okay.
you
all
find
your
some- like the pine
cones.
cones, and then
Yes.
you just bundle them
That's
up with
so
a wire. You could do that.
Oh. And you could spray paint these different colors too and put glitter on them or.
Yours are gold, and then these are snow-tipped cones, and then Rachel's are the natural.
Well, I love it.
So we can have a little bit of everything.
Definitely.
well, we're
It's
gonna.
a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Okay, so we will keep working on this, but you
Yes.
can see how they're coming along.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. Judy, thank you so much.
are welcome.
Again, Twigs
Yeah,
and
you did a
Vine
great
Floral
job.
in Appleton. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all
holidays,
that.
too.
And if you need a recipe, Amanda Massey's been cooking again for us, so we're going to go back to her house. She has a family favorite. It's an apple pie recipe.
Hi guys. This morning I'm going to be making my absolute favorite holiday dessert ever. My grandma's been making this apple pie for as long as I can remember. So every family gathering that we would ever have, she's been making this. And whenever I got married, she passed down the recipe to me. So it's sort of like a rite of passage for my family. So it's kind of an honor to make this since she's been making it for a long, long time. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, to make this, you could do it probably in other kinds of dishes, but I think that it tastes the best in a cast iron skillet, especially if you make several in a row, the flavors sort of get absorbed into the skillet, and it just makes it taste a lot better. So that's the first thing that you need. And then this gets a little bit sticky, so you definitely want to spray it down with Pam, or I've used grapeseed oil or olive oil or something like that. So you can't really be too generous with that. That'll just help it not to stick, and you definitely don't want to lose any of the crust in the pan at the end. Okay, so then the first thing that we need to do, my grandma always made the crust from scratch, but if you're kind of in a pinch and you don't have time to do that, these Pillsbury Ready pie crusts, they're just rolled up, they're in the refrigerated section of the grocery store. These are the absolute quickest, best way to do it, and I think that it tastes the same, so don't tell my grandma that I said that. But usually cast iron skillets are a little big, so if you just put it in like it is right out of the box, it's not going to be big enough, and you definitely want it to stretch up on all the sides. So let me move this, and I'll roll it out first. It doesn't take too much to roll, but you definitely want to do that so that it covers all the sides. You don't want the juices from the apples leaking out into the skillet as it bakes. You're going to need, it calls for 7 cups, but that's usually about 10 really, really big apples. I'm not going to do all of them today, but I'll just kind of give you the best idea. So you just kind of start peeling, and it gets pretty messy, so I always have like a little bag or something on the floor. You're going to need a really big bowl. We're just going to mix in all the ingredients with the peeled apples. So get the biggest bowl that you've got, and then you just kind of start to break them apart. There's really no science to this, so they can be just sort of whatever happens. Okay, so now that I've got all the apples kind of cored and peeled and in the big bowl, it's time just to add the other fun stuff, like the sugar. So I've actually never, until recently, never used this stevia before, but I really do like it, and it's good to bake with, so that's what I'm using today. But you can use regular sugar, or I used Splenda one time whenever I didn't realize that I had didn't have any sugar at home. So you want to use 1 1/4 cup of whatever sugar you're using. And then 1/4 cup of flour, and I like this this Hoxton Mill. It's kind of a wheat blend of flour. I feel like it bakes really well too, so that's what we're using. It's a little bit green here. And what we're going to end up doing is just mixing all this together, so if you can kind of, while you're putting stuff in, sort of spread it out as much as you can, it makes it a little bit easier. Then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and sometimes I add a little bit extra because people like cinnamon. You can't really ever get too much of that, but so if you spill a little in there, that's going to be extra cinnamony. Okay, and then we're going to have to add our nutmeg, and that's just a little bit. That's just 1/4 teaspoon. But then again, just kind of spread it out as much as you can so that it gets all over and kind of throughout the pie. Then 1/8 teaspoon of salt, right there, which is basically like a shake, so I usually don't even measure. Okay. And then 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I went ahead and did that. And I like to use it's the Smart Balance, so it's a little bit less fat. Whenever you've got this much sugar and baking things, if you can cut fat in any way, I kind of like to do that a little bit. And then I think we're good to go. So once you've got all that stuff in, just get any kind of spoon and mix it up as good as you can. So then once you've got all the apples coated, I'm going to just pour it onto the crust, and it's supposed to mound up a little bit because this is going to cook down as it goes. So you want it to sort of be like in a pile. All right, and then the next crust is just going to go on the top. And again, this one really, I like to sort of flatten it out just a little bit, but you don't really have to go as crazy with this one because it's just going on the top. And you're just going to have the 2 crusts sort of meet on the edges and then fold those down a little bit. So it should start to look like that. And then just so a little bit of the moisture can escape, we'll just cut a little hole. This is how my grandma always used to do it, so I'm sure there are other ways, but I like to just make a little X on the top. And then that's it. So then you just pop it into the oven for an hour at 350. Okay, and then at the end, it kind of cooks down just a little bit, but that's what you should have at the end. While you're cooking too, if the edges start to get a little bit too brown, you can always put Reynolds wrap around the edges, and that keeps them from burning or anything like that. But this is really, really awesome with vanilla bean ice cream. That's always what I like to have with it, but it's kind of a staple at any holiday gathering that we've got, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Well, thanks, Amanda. It looks delicious. And how do our wreaths look? Did we do okay,
You
Judy?
did a great job. Great job.
With some help.
Yes.
Right. They look gorgeous.
But don't ask us for help. Give Judy a call and she'll help you make one. But they are gorgeous.
Awesome.
So thanks to Amanda for the recipe. Thanks, Judy, for the
you're
wreaths.
welcome.
And we still have much more ahead on the Better Half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Better Half. We're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about something serious, and that is skin cancer. Millions of new cases each year in the country of skin cancer, and there's a lot of different kinds. And to talk about that, we welcome Dr. Kevin Lewis from the New Dermatology Group. Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Well, Doctor, I mentioned there's different types of skin cancer. What are the top ones?
What people need to understand is that there are 3 main types of skin cancer that are very common.
Okay.
Basal cell skin cancer, squamous cell skin cancer, and melanoma.
Oh, wow.
Of those, the ones that people really need to be mindful of is the occurrence of a melanoma, because whereas a basal cell and a squamous cell is largely a problem confined to the area of skin that it grows and is easily treated.
Can remove it or treat it.
Variety of different ways, removal, topical methods, different ways to treat it. Melanoma is one where if there's a delay in diagnosis, a delay in getting medical attention to have it evaluated, that's the one that can cause a serious medical problem.
And you've had a family member
I have,
with
yep.
skin cancer.
My great-grandpa had it on his nose.
Now, how do you get tested for it? How do you, like, is there an age limit you recommend, and like, can you just call a dermatology group or?
By and large, we recommend an annual skin cancer check for most adults, where you get a good look over with a trusted board-certified dermatologist who can evaluate your skin, let you know if you have precancerous lesions, areas to monitor, or if you have skin cancer, and that's the best way to detect a problem early and get it treated
Now,
as early as possible.
What about children? I know people don't think about that, but can it affect children at all? Just curious.
Yes, there are a certain number of children each year who are diagnosed with melanoma. It's less common, but by and large, what we tell parents are things like the occurrence of new moles, moles that are changing, moles that are looking different from other moles that the child might have.
So can they do like annual screenings as well, like a little physical with the dermatologist?
Yes, of course.
Just to
It's
check.
certainly an option.
The body's growing as parents sometimes, don't keep track of every body part.
Well, and you mentioned the sun. Your grandpa was a
Yes.
farmer and he was out in the sun
Yeah,
a
the
lot.
sun.
What are the causes of skin cancer and what can we do to prevent it?
Yeah.
The most common denominator for most skin cancer is exposure to ultraviolet light. Now that
Sun
might
tanning,
come
right?
in the form of tanning beds.
Oh man,
That might come in the form of recreational sun exposure, occupational sun exposure, but that's the common denominator. So if you spend a lot of time in the sun and you have to think of your accumulation of sun exposure over the entire lifetime, things that you can do to limit that will pay off in the end. So those things tend to be wearing sunscreen, a number 30 or higher, remembering to reapply it because it only generally works for up to 2 hours, wearing protective clothing, avoiding the most intense
Part of the day.
parts of the day, and getting routine surveillance by a board-certified dermatologist to ensure that you're monitoring any areas that should be monitored closely.
But this is stuff that we've known for years and years and years to do that. Just people still aren't on board with that. They're still going to the
I always
to
say
the
people
tanning
don't get
bed.
it until they get it. So sometimes it's like that, unfortunately. It's like a child. You're hard-headed sometimes, or you don't think it's going to happen to you. But you can't have that mentality, right?
It is true that public awareness is rising for all types of skin cancer and cancer in general. I think the holidays are a great time of the year as family members and friends are getting together. Perhaps you see each other just once a year. It's important to bring up these types of health concerns and encourage people to be current on all of their age-appropriate
Great
cancer
goal
screenings.
before the New Year's.
Yeah, great
Or New Year's
idea.
resolution.
Great information.
I always say, do you want to look good now or look good forever?
We're going to pick forever, right?
I have a question. Okay. So men, I know a lot of men like to chew tobacco in their lip. Is that skin cancer basically is what they get on the inside of their gums?
Yes, just like smoking cigarettes
Yeah.
can cause certain types of cancer, chewing tobacco is the same
skin
type of
cancer.
exposure.
All right, so if you know somebody doing that, you tell them to
Not
stop
anymore.
it. Dr. Kevin Lewis, thank you so much.
Thanks
Thank you
from
so
the
much.
new dermatology group. And now we're going to stay inside and out of the sun. We're going into the kitchen for another fabulous recipe. This is an Asian peanut chicken stir fry. Looks good. We'll be right back. We are back in the kitchen with Julie Andrews. She is a registered dietitian, a chef, a blogger, and basically she loves food and she loves to teach people about it.
You're right.
Am I right about that?
You're right, yes.
Yeah, I've read your blog a little bit, so I know.
Yes.
It's very fun. You did a whole thing on fall food and comfort foods, but you do this for a living too, right, in Madison?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I write my blog and I do try to do something new every week, something fun, good for you, but still something that everybody's going to like. And then with my job at UW, I teach cooking classes, so get to do a little bit of everything. And this is this recipe. You know, I teach an Asian cooking class, and this is one of the favorites. So I just had to bring it.
You're
to you
getting your
guys.
class brought to you.
Oh,
Here
yes.
is your class, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Free right now.
The best
And we
kind
get
of
to
class.
eat. All right, so what are we making?
So this is an Asian peanut chicken stir fry.
Okay.
So we have a hot wok going. Yes, there's a little oil in there. We're going to start with the chicken. So this
Okay.
is a pound of chicken, and I just sliced it.
Ooh.
And yes, it is nice and hot.
Is that how you want it?
It is. You know, when you're doing Asian cooking, you usually want it really hot so that it's going to get a nice brown on it.
Oh yeah, it's cooking.
Yes, it is. It'll cook it right away.
You want me to keep moving it
Yes,
around
I
like
would do that just
Okay.
until it gets nice and brown. And then we're going to add some vegetables, and really with this you can add any vegetables you want. I chose for this one different colored bell peppers, just slice those up.
Colors are good.
Yeah, exactly. I try to do at least like 3 colors in my dishes just
Yeah,
so that it's nice and
and
pretty,
bright.
and that way you get lots of different nutrients too.
Okay.
So now we can add those in here. There's a few green beans too, just whatever you have.
All right.
Some broccoli, you know, whatever your favorites
Right.
are.
I do like broccoli in a stir fry.
And I like to cook them until they're a little soft, but you want them still a little crispy on the outside too. We don't want them kind of mushy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll be over here working the wok.
Yes, you were doing good there. Perfect. And so we'll make the sauce.
Okay, good.
And so there's quite a few ingredients in here, but they're all things that maybe you can start collecting and keeping in your pantry.
Okay.
So this is ginger. So that's just fresh ginger that I peeled and chopped, and it
And
smells
you chop
so
it
good.
yourself?
Yes,
It
you
is
can
the
buy it in a
best.
jar that's
Oh, okay.
already minced.
It never comes out this well.
Yes. And then we'll add the brown sugar. So it's just a little bit of brown sugar so that it kind of balances all the flavors here. This is peanut butter. So that's just all natural peanut butter that's creamy.
Okay.
So we add that in, and that's obviously going to give it like that peanutty
Asian
flavor.
peanut,
Yeah.
Yes. And it goes really well with the brown sugar. And then this is sesame oil.
Okay.
So just a little sesame oil, which is a heart-healthy oil. That looks good. You're
I'm
doing good
getting
over
there.
here.
I'm trying to make sure that
I
chicken
know.
gets cooked in there.
And then we have soy sauce.
Working the wok.
So just a little bit, and I always use low
The whole
sodium
thing?
soy sauce. Yep, the whole
Okay.
thing goes in there. And then the last ingredient is, this is fresh lime juice and the
Okay.
zest. So you can add that in there.
And you squeeze this yourself too?
I did.
Oh, you have
I
good
did.
muscles.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can use a little juicer to get all that out of there. So now I would actually whisk it. So that's all
Okay.
that's going to go into our sauce. Those are going to be toppings.
Okay.
So it's going to be, you know, peanut butter is a little bit finicky to work with,
Yeah.
but we have to have it in this
help
recipe.
me out.
And again, it's one of those things that's good for you. So, no, you're doing good.
This is good? Okay.
Yes, just put a little elbow grease in there.
It smells so good once you're
know.
whisking all those flavors together.
Look, I make such a mess at home.
It's okay.
Chris is always like,
say,
what
Chris-
are you doing?
Hey, Chris, do the cleanup.
Never. It never happens. I was telling
No.
Alyssa, it never happens. He never wants to clean.
So you have to have that rule in the house where it's like, if you cook, then
I've tried to instill that, but it doesn't really work.
yes.
In my house,
looks
my
good.
husband does the cooking and the cleaning.
Ooh.
Very
Not
nice.
always,
Lucky.
but I do the laundry.
That's very
You know,
nice.
we trade off.
It softens up really nice though.
You know,
Yeah,
I've
that
got
looks
a few
great.
pieces in here that still
Yeah.
need to cook yet.
And you know what? We can add the sauce in there because
okay.
it's gonna cook for just a couple more minutes,
Okay.
and so the chicken
But
should
it's getting
be.
really close.
Yeah, it looks really great.
Okay.
Our vegetables are nice and bright. They're still crispy.
Yep.
That's a good thing. So that looks great. We'll just give it a little more elbow grease here, just so there's
you
not
have
any.
those good arms. Okay.
I'm used to working in the kitchen, so we can add that in here.
Okay. Oh gosh, this
Doesn't that look
yeah,
good?
It smells so good.
It does smell.
And then the only other trick is if it looks a little thick, you can add just a little bit of water.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of thin it out, but we'll let it cook just a little bit.
You want to finish that off?
Sure.
Okay. So you do cooking classes for UW.
Yes.
And you have this website. Is that mostly for fun because you wanted to share these recipes you were finding?
Yeah. So
Or coming up with?
Yeah. So the website is my blog, and it's all just sort of like the things that I make in my kitchen at home and things that my husband likes to eat. And so I really just wanted to share those with people. You know, again, they're really nice, wholesome, kind of scratch-made recipes.
A lot of soup recipes I saw that looked really nice.
Soup is one of my favorite things to cook.
And there was something you did with the Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yes, I've done 2 fun Thanksgiving leftover recipes. One of them was a pizza. So you just take like a whole grain crust and put all the leftovers on top with some cheese.
Like turkey and cranberry sauce and stuffing right on there.
Yes, and then the other one was
Wait for this one. I hope you're going to talk about the balls.
Yes, yes. They're kind of like meatballs, but it's all, you know, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, and the turkey, all, you roll them up in little balls and then
Guess what you dip them
bake
in? You dip them in gravy.
Yes, they're so good.
great.
So good.
Perfect appetizers.
So that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And we have the finished plate right there. And how did you dress it at the end?
So then there's all sorts of garnishes that you can do with this recipe, but my favorite are peanuts, you know, because we're making a peanut sauce. So those are just toasted peanuts that are chopped, and then green onion, those are, again, are just chopped and sliced, and then a little cilantro if you wanted to, and then sriracha. So
And how do you feel about that,
I
Jasmine?
love sriracha.
Yes. So I actually add it in the sauce itself and then more on top, but you know, some people don't like things real spicy, so.
All right, well, we'll plate this up. We'll get all the ladies over here. We're going to dive into that mac and cheese and this stir fry. Tell us again your website.
It's the Gourmet RD, and it's just thegourmetrd.com.
Perfect.
Super easy.
Julie, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back. Well, it was pretty quiet there for a while. Everybody was eating. What do you think?
It's so good.
It's so
It's
cheesy.
amazing.
And you like it, even knowing there's butternut squash in
Yeah,
it?
I thought I wasn't going to, not gonna lie, but it's actually really good.
Don't tell the husband.
Right.
No. And Casey said you're gonna go on the website.
I am, but don't tell Lane because
Okay.
it has vegetables in it. So I don't want him to know that.
He doesn't like vegetables.
For the this here?
The stir fry.
No, put all the orange one in and tell them it's carrots.
Oh yeah.
That's better than peppers.
But you like it and you made it. Now you have a new recipe.
I have a new
Go,
recipe,
Jasmine.
and thank you so much, Julie.
Jasmine, thanks for being on the show with us.
you,
Ladies, it was great to spend another hour with you and you, the viewers. We'll see you next week on The Better Half.
Bye.